In our previous lecture, we talked about peer-to-peer model. We learned that the peer-to-peer model is based on decentralized system. In this lecture, we will talk about decentralized system in details, and also we will talk about distributed systems, and we will compare centralized, decentralized, and distributed systems. So let's talk about decentralized system. A decentralized system is a network in which no single entity is a sole authority. What does it mean? Is like in case of centralized system, we learned that the control of the network will always be with one entity. Whereas in case of decentralized system, the control is shared among several entities, right? So now you don't have one central owner. Instead, what you have is they uses multiple central owner, each of which usually have the copy of the resource which user can access to, right? So that is the concept of decentralized system. One of the example that you can think of for a decentralized system is the open source softwares, like for example in Linux, right? Now the Linux computers or the Linux operating systems is not just built by one single company or a party, right? So people collaborate to build such system. Whereas in case of Windows, the whole and sole responsibility or authority or the control of that software belongs to Microsoft. Next is, okay, so there are several advantages of the decentralized system. Some of them we have already seen in case of peer-to-peer model. So like it is more fault tolerant because now now you don't have one authority controlling the system. So the probability of failing one authority is higher than the probability of failing several and of course the high availability, so and high performance. The next is, what is distributed system? When we talk about centralized and decentralized systems, we are actually talking about the control of the network. Whereas when we talk about distributed systems, we are talking about the location aspect of it. Like the parts of the computers are located at the several different places, and then they all collaborate each other to achieve a common goal. So distributed system is a system whose components are located on the different computers, which communicate and coordinate their action by passing messages to each other. And why do they communicate? To achieve a common goal, right? So similar to decentralized system, but what it does is it eliminates centralization completely. So you can understand the analogy of, you can understand the distributed system with this particular analogy example of a soccer game, where the player tries to execute certain tactic, right? But then no player can read others' mind, right? So there is no shared memory or state among the players. So they all are independent, but what they do is each player has only limited or incomplete view of the system. However, what they want is they want to achieve a common goal. And what is the common goal? To defend the goal post and eventually score a goal. So that is the concept of distributed system, right? So now if you look at all of these things together, so centralized and decentralized system talks about the control of the system. Whereas in case of decentralized system, no single authority controlling authority. Instead, the control is shared among the different entities. In case of distribution talks about the differences of locations. Like part of the system will exist in several different locations, and then they all collaborate with each other to achieve a common goal. So that is the difference between all of these three. Thank you.